Want to be able to have more time freedom as well as prepare for retirement? I'm Dr. Anissa Holmes, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how to create your practice as a passive income source. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of future episodes. So recently I was asked by Dental Economics to talk about the third transition type that most doctors are not thinking about. Oftentimes, as we're thinking about when we are going to come out of clinical dentistry, we think we're going to sell our practice to an associate or another doctor, or we're going to sell to a DSO. And for me, as I transition out of clinical dentistry, I too thought about those options. But what I decided to do instead was to turn my practice into a passive income source. Now, you might be asking me, what does that mean, Anissa? That means having a manager that is there operating the business as a COO, as an integrator, taking your vision and executing and running the practice while you have additional providers, incredible doctors there that are serving your patients really, really hard. And so the question becomes, why wouldn't you just want to sell your practice? Well, for me, if I sold my practice for even $2 million, I'd be able to get that $2 million. But if you look at today's economy with inflation and increasing housing costs, I live in South Florida. That money would go very, very, very fast. And so for me, as I thought about the 20 years of clinical work, for me, it honestly wasn't enough. I know that at this age now of 47, I plan to live a long life. And honestly, it would not be enough to sustain me. But if I created my business where I could have, again, a manager, where I could have revenue coming in every single month, now I can create a situation for myself that well into my 50s and 60s, 70s, and even 80s, I'd have an opportunity to have $200,000 or even more coming in to my household every single month. So you might be saying, Anissa, you've got my attention. I'm listening. I'd love to be able to have recurring revenue coming from my practice well past my retirement, into retirement. How do I do that? Well, it really does start with creating a vision of what you want. For me, I made a decision that 3 years down the line, that 5 years down the line, that even 2 years down the line, I would have a manager there helping to take things off of my plate. Initially, it was so that I could have time with my young kids, so that I could have time to travel. And as I started thinking about how could I run a better business, I understood the power of leverage and started to hire one associate and then two, and now I have 3 associates. And so unintentionally, but intentionally, I actually built a business with the right people, processes, and tools, really elevating all of my team members to become leaders, making sure that they understood that our objective was to serve our patients hard, delivering an incredible experience, always implementing new services, but again, making sure that I had somebody working alongside my vision to actually run the practice. This process, interestingly, took several years. And as I started to learn how to run my business and do more of the dentistry that I love, I was able to take other things off of my plate. I was able to focus on complex restorative cases and have my associate come in and do the clear aligners or do the dentures or do the root canals that I didn't want to do. Again, things that they love to do, that they were really good at, were able to serve our patients even harder. More revenue came in. I was able to get more time for myself as an owner and really build a true business. Interestingly, as I started to do more dentistry that I loved, I actually started working 1 fewer day a week every single year over 4 or 5 years, eventually until I fully retired at 20 years of clinical dentistry. And at that point, I gradually, through that process, again, brought in 1 doctor and then 2 and then 3. The office manager at that point knew how to run the business, knew my vision, which allowed me to create my business as a passive income source. Now you might be thinking, I'm not quite sure if I want to have owning a business in the back of my head through retirement, but the benefit is building your business as a passive income source. If you choose to sell your practice in the future, it's going to be worth a lot more. So if you're thinking about building your business as a passive income source, I look forward to seeing you in one of our upcoming boot camps where we can share with you exactly how to get started. I'm Dr. Anissa Holmes, the founder of Delivering Well Education, and I'll see you in the next video.